What are my top tips for cooking on a Masterbuilt gravity fed smoker? And what do you get when you cross a pig and a witch in the desert? That second one's easy. A ham sandwich. I want to thank Masterbuilt for sponsoring this video and get right into the first tip. Fuel. Lump, charcoal, briquettes. Which one? Well, each one does something a little bit different. Briquettes are going to burn a little bit more evenly and longer. Makes fire management a little bit easier on the Masterbuilt. However, fire management on the Masterbuilt is super easy, so it's not that big a factor. Lump's going to be able to burn hotter and give more of that wood smoky flavor. That is why I like to use lump. The only thing you might run into with using lump is the irregular shapes could cause you to get a clog in the hopper as it's dropping down, but it's never really happened to me and it's not a big thing. Instead of just giving you guys some tips and looking at a grill, let's cook something while we do it. This is an 11.3 pound bone-in Boston butt. We're going to make some pulled pork today. One of the things I like about the Masterbuilt is it makes these long cooks super easy. They are literally set it and forget it. I love it. Now, I am out of mustard, so I'm getting a little creative with my binder. I'm using Chick-fil-A sauce. The kiddo loves this stuff, and I figured it has mustard in it, so should work, right? I mean, you don't really get a lot of flavor from your binder anyway, so I think it'll be fine. I'm just gonna rub a light coating of this on there just to help the rub stick a little bit. And for the rub, I'm gonna use some Squeal Team 6 from the Grill Sergeant. Go check his channel out. I'll throw a link down in the description. This is his own proprietary blended spice rub. Very excited to try it. I've never tried it before. It's got all the hits: brown sugar, paprika, garlic, dehydrated onion. It's got MSG. You know me, I love MSG. So this is gonna be great. And we're gonna go pretty heavy on here. I think it can take it. Your salt, everything is in here. So I don't need to do anything else other than get this in and just press it in. You don't rub rubs in. I know it's weird. Why do they call them rubs? They should call them presses. I'm gonna cook this guy fat side up. I don't know why. I know a lot of people do it, and I'm gonna try it. Think they feel the fat renders down and goes through the meat? That might work. I'm also going to score my fat into a crosshatch pattern. I think this should allow for a little bit more penetration and just kind of looks pretty as it cooks. I'm not going super deep here, just tiny little slices. More Chick-fil-A sauce and more rub. Season from up high. That's a bonus free tip. You're just gonna get a better distribution of your spices. It does make a mess, but your spices will go on much better. That looks great to me. Let's set up the Masterbuilt and get on to tip number 2. If you follow the channel, you know I have a patented move for one of my other grills. It's called the dad shake. Guess what? We kind of need to do the dad shake on this, but it's in a different place. Open your hopper door. And you see this guy? That is your charcoal grill grate. Guess what? It gets caked up with dust and all kinds of stuff when you cook. You have to give it the dad shake. We want to get rid of all of that loose ash. You want to start this thing with a very tiny amount of charcoal. That is going to give you your best fire bed to go ahead and layer your coals on top of. That is a good amount of charcoal to me, just maybe a quarter or an eighth, just a little bit up top. We're going to light our fire, and I'm going to use these little Masterbuilt fire starters. They're great. I love them. They're like these little cubes. They fit perfectly in the tray. I use 2. I just get a better fire when I do. This little section right here is where you put them. I put them this way. I push one in as far as it can go, and then I push the second one. You can use anything you want that makes a flame. I happen to have this little guy. Once they're lit, we're gonna leave our top section open and the bottom section completely open. We're also going to leave the baffles in. Those guys right there. We're leaving them in there to prevent ash from moving its way into the cook chamber during this startup procedure. What I'm looking for here is smoke. Lots of smoke. Once I get that, I'll know I'm ready for the next step. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes. I've got lots of white smoke coming out of the top. I can see the fire is going right into the bottom, really kind of igniting that bottom bed of coals. So we're ready for the next tip. And that is to layer your charcoal and smoking wood for longer cooks so you kind of get smoke all the way throughout. Let me show you. So I'm gonna use these chunks of wood. These are apple wood. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a chunk in now, put a little bit of charcoal over it, then add another chunk, more charcoal, and just keep doing that all the way up through the hopper. What this is gonna do is this is gonna allow me to have wood that catches at different points during the burn. This works best if you have a little bit of a crosswind to help blow air into those coals and really get them going. If you don't, a leaf blower works really well. Stand kind of far away and just hit it, and you'll see those coals light up bright red, and you know you're doing something right. That air is basically what the fan inside the Masterbuilt is gonna do later to maintain control. I'm just doing this now because I get an easier start this way. I've never had a problem starting by starting it without doing all the Masterbuilt stuff first. So once we have this going for a few minutes and I can really see some nice fire in that coal under the bottom, we're gonna go ahead and button everything up and turn on the Masterbuilt. Close that guy down nice and tight. Close that guy down. Now you wanna pull these two slides out. This is gonna let all that air into the cook chamber. Power. Now I like to start my grill at 350. Even though I'm not gonna cook at 350, the grill just kind of likes to start at this temperature. And now the Masterbuilt's gonna take over. It's gonna do the fan, it's gonna get everything going, and we should be up and cooking very soon. And that's it, a couple TikToks later, and it's up to temp. My next step is I'm gonna manually turn it down to 200 and let it stabilize, and then we can put the pork on. I'm doing like a modified cold smoke, and then a little bit hotter afterwards, so I can try to get this done in a reasonable amount of time with good smoke flavor. We have our lovely pork, and I'm gonna take my probe, and I'm gonna try to stick it in somewhere in the middle and not hit a bone, so we can monitor our temp. Off to the grill. I think I'm gonna take this top rack completely out, and I'm gonna cook on the upper rack. I'm gonna put it up here on the upper rack. You can run your probe through the grill, but you probably kind of do it this way. You can't run the other part. There's a little hole over here where we can run through for our probe. Put our probe back in. Plug our probe in. My next tip, get yourself a half sheet pan. Cover it with aluminum foil, and it's gonna catch all those drippings and make your cleanup a lot easier. Plus, you can throw a little bit of water in it and use it as a water pan. And because this is the Gravity Fed Digital, I'm gonna open up the Masterbuilt app, and we are gonna go ahead and set this to a target temp for pork, shoulder. 195 should be good, but I'm gonna be checking it before then because I'm gonna actually wrap it at 165. But this should work. I'll see you in an hour when we kick the temp up a little bit. I lied, I'm back early with a sub tip, an extra tip, a bonus tip. Because I want a lot of smoke on this in this beginning, I'm gonna throw a couple of chunks of wood into the ash drawer. That's gonna ignite them, and we're gonna get a big burst of smoke here at the beginning, and that's what we want. You just open up your ash drawer, see that hot ash? That's gonna be enough to ignite a couple of those guys. Now as the ash falls, it's gonna ignite those, and we're gonna get a bunch of smoke. And that's what we want. Now, I'll see you in an hour. From here, it was your standard pulled pork cook. Checked it every once in a while, spritzed it with some vinegar water mix until it hit 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, just did the old foil boat method. Another nice benefit of the pan is you can take all of those drippings and pour them right into your boat. A little while later, we were properly probe tender and ready for a rest. Well, you don't have to be Batman to figure out that I'm in a different shirt, and guess what? It's a different day. The pork took longer than I expected. It was big pork shoulder, so it didn't finish till very late. So I figured I'll throw it in my warmer overnight and then I'll film the rest in the morning. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. Either I set the warmer wrong or we had a brownout and it shut off. So I woke up to pork at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Not safe to eat. So guess what I did this morning? Got up really early and I cooked another pork butt. This one did the exact same stuff. Halfway through, you'll see the pork butt kind of changes in the B-roll footage, but this is our pork butt cooked on the Masterbuilt using my tips. And now I get a reward. I get to eat some pulled pork. This is a non-Masterbuilt tip, but this is just a good Pitmaster tip. Get yourself some of these cotton gloves, and then you pull a regular glove over it, and it is great for doing all your pulled porking. You can touch hot foods, you can do all kinds of stuff, and it doesn't bother you, and you don't get dirty gloves in your food. Take off my little foil boat here, which caught all the juices. How beautiful the bark is on that. Good job, Grill Sergeant. We don't want to lose those juices. We're gonna keep every bit of that. That is a pretty nice clean bone. Now, moment of truth. Let's take a nice piece, get right down in the juices. Cheers. It has a wonderful flavor. Nice balance of savory and sweet. Grill Sergeant, you did a pretty good job on your rub. In fact, I think I'm gonna do the old Pitmaster trick is after you've made your pork and you've done everything, most of that seasoning was on the outside. Hit it up with some extra rub, kind of work that in. It'll just give your pork an extra hit of flavor. We got a lovely bit of smoke ring on there, nice and pink. So there you go. There's my top tips for the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed Smoker. If those tips didn't cover a question that you have about it, leave a comment. I answered just about every comment in my comment section. So that's gonna do it for this one. It was a struggle, but we got it done. If you wanna subscribe, that would be great. If you wanna join my memberships, that'd also be great. So with all that out of the way, guess there's only one question left to answer. What do you get when you cross a pig and a cactus? A porcupine. Yeah, pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, cook fantastic pulled pork on the Masterbuilt twice. One thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye. This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.